Hi, I'm Zoe from Z Baby Pending and the McNeville family. And Audrey has invited me to her channel to talk about intimacy within a marriage and how my upbringing may have shaped my mindset and how it has changed through marriage concerning intimacy. If that sounds like something you're interested in, please start this video off with a big thumbs up and stay tuned. Intimacy is such a funny subject to talk about because everybody gives it and receives it very differently, and no one is wrong. That's what makes this kind of tricky. And I really should have looked up the definition of intimacy, but I really do believe that the true definition of intimacy is closeness. Now, this could be physical or mental. I also think that society has shaped intimacy into this big sexual monster when most of the time intimacy isn't even sexual at all. The best example I can give is when you're a baby and you need to be fed, coddled, and soothed. Like, that's your first experiences to intimacy. None of that is sexual. So because of this big sexual monster, we end up chasing after sex, thinking we're chasing after intimacy when the two barely relate. And your girl has been there, done that, and collected a few trophies on the matter. So my mindset on intimacy has changed a few times. And the funny thing about that, and if you don't take anything else from this video, please take this. Intimacy is a very natural thing. You can feel when it's right, and you can feel when it's wrong. That's God. So if you want to save yourself a lot of trouble, start listening to how you feel. And with that, I'm going to jump right into it. So unfortunately, I was sexually assaulted as a child. And that is where my mindset first shifted into something different concerning intimacy. We went to the pastor to seek counsel and advice, and he gave advice that did not sit well with me. On top of that, I was constantly around this person who had sexually assaulted me, and I instantly felt unsafe, not free, and very unloved. And God had become less important in my life. So fast forward to 17 years old, and I'm with my high school sweetheart for 2 years on and off. He was pretty tripe, kind of a playboy, and I think I did most of the chasing in that relationship. But like any young man, he wanted to have sex, and to be completely honest, I did too, because I had this icky feeling that I still hadn't gotten rid of from being sexually assaulted. So we had sex, and it fixed it very temporarily. That is when my mindset shifted again, because then I knew sex wasn't going to make me feel safe, free, or loved. So fast forward some more. I'm 18. I call my mama and I tell her I'm going to be 5-10 minutes late on curfew. And she took it very well, so I didn't think I was really going to be in trouble because I had taken the extra steps to tell her that I was going to be late. I walk into the house 3 minutes late, and she whoops me like I committed a crime. And I knew I had to get out of that situation for my mental stability. So what did I do? I packed up all my stuff and I moved clear across country with my boyfriend. Now, at this point, I knew sex wasn't going to fix my problems. But I was still having sex with my boyfriend, while at the same time trying to pull out of him everything that I thought I needed to be more intimate with him. This went on for years. I mean, the sex slowed down. We experienced a miscarriage. And finally, in 2013, I met my limit and I got really tired of feeling lonely and empty, even after giving myself fully to men to try to fix me instead of giving myself to God to try to fix me. I went celibate right in the middle of my relationship. I started to focus on God and life and friendships. And lucky for me, my boyfriend did not leave me. So kudos for him. I started to build a untouchable relationship with him outside of sex. And finally, in 2017, after 11 years, we finally married. So, intimacy within a marriage. And I know that's what Audrey wanted me to speak on, but I honestly don't feel like I would be married without intimacy. I first had to be intimate with God, and the one mistake I did make was letting that pastor get in between God and I. From there, it's all about growing this intimacy with your partner that can't be touched. And what that does is it sets your marriage up with a safety net. And by safety net, this is what I mean. In a relationship, you're going to fall in and out of love with your partner 1,000 times over. The key to a successful relationship, besides God, is if both parties are willing to fall back in love with each other. Intimacy makes that easier because even when you don't like your partner, you have this closeness with them. You have this untouchable intimacy that can't nobody else give you. You add that with your closeness to God, and baby, together, you guys can get through anything. Anything. I mean, so for me, in my marriage, intimacy is God, feeling free, feeling safe, and feeling loved. And I could give you guys 1,000 examples on how to do that, but like I said in the beginning of this video, we all give and receive intimacy very differently. So if you guys want me and Audrey to do another collab on some tips or advice on building intimacy within your relationship, please comment that below. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to Audrey's channel and Z-Baby Pending. And thank you, Audrey, for having me on your channel. I hope this video resonates with people. It was much harder than I thought it was going to be to get through it. I had to take quite a lot of pauses, suck up some of these tears, and I hope to see you guys on my channel. Until next time, Z-Baby Pending.